Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. Today we're going to be playing with the two new color correctors from Huda Beauty, as well as her new Easy Bake Setting Powder in Peach Pie. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I am on the up and up. For those who don't know, I've been a little sick, but I want to say thank you for all of the well wishes. I am on the mend and just blessed, y'all. So let's get into this makeup. I felt like recording today and I'm really excited because this is a different type of video. I don't really do a whole lot of complexion stuff on my channel, but why not share what I'm using with y'all? So let's get into it. So as far as color correcting goes, that is something that I just dabbled in a little bit last year. I'm gonna show you the color correctors that I have. I actually do have 3 of them. The first one was from Ole Henriksen, and this is the Banana Bright Vitamin CC Stick. This one was supposed to give you a natural brightness under the under eye. And you can see that I used quite a bit of this last year. I think this one does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's in that stick-like balm texture, and I think it looks really nice under concealer. It definitely has that vitamin C brightness, and you can see I've used a bunch of it. The second color corrector I tried out was from NARS. This is the Radiant Creamy color corrector. I did get this in the shade medium. And this is your typical, I would say, liquid color corrector. This one has a completely different tone than the Banana Bright color corrector. And you can see that the tone of this is different. It's very orange, but again, looks great under the concealers that I use. The most recent color corrector, and my favorite one to date, is the High Glam color corrector from Natasha Denona. And I believe that this one is for tan skin tones. I am a medium skin tone, but I think these concealers ran a little bit light. These correctors definitely did. So this is C4. There's the Natasha Denona High Glam. And it's funny, I almost feel like I could wear the High Glam under my eyes with nothing else. I didn't notice that about the NARS, even though it's a really similar tone. I probably can. And the Banana Bright, you definitely want to kind of have something that's closer to your skin tone with this one, because I think this one for me would be too bright to wear it by itself. So let's get into why I purchased these Huda Beauty color correctors, because I really didn't need another color corrector. It was all about these pinky tones. Last year there was this huge trend with pink under eyes, and I got this Ben Nye Pretty Pink translucent powder from Amazon that I've fallen in love with, and I use it every day. When I saw that there were going to be pink color correctors, I really just wanted to try them. And at first I was like, I'm just going to get one. I was going to get Cherry Blossom because Cherry Blossom is for fair, light, and tan skin tones. But then something in me wanted to try Lychee as well. And I figured that having both, I could help people of multiple skin tones out as far as which one they would want to try for themselves. Let's go into some product information about these color correctors. These color correctors are a creamy, comfortable, and sheer formula. They blend seamlessly and have enough impact to correct any discoloration and even the under eye and any other complexion concerns. And this is derived from the same FAUXFILTER concealer formula that Huda Beauty came out with last year. The color correctors dial up the brightness and decrease the coverage, so it's intense but easy to use. All this information is coming from the Huda Beauty website, and I just like to know what I'm talking about and what the claims are. Now, these color correctors are dermatologically tested. They're non-comedogenic, no flashback, sweat, crease proof, and transfer proof, long wearing, and vegan friendly. These are also infused with actives such as vitamin C and niacinamide to soften pigmentation and brighten the under eye area. Let's go ahead and take a look at these up close. So first we have Cherry Blossom, which is a cool tone pink for light to tan skin tones. And we have Lychee, a medium pink for deep tan to rich skin tones. And here are the swatches of both products. I will turn this down a little bit I just want to make sure that the swatches are showing up accurately as far as what it looks like versus on camera. And then compared to the color correctors I've been using, you can see this is a huge switch for me. So as I was saying, with having a neutral undertone, I think I can pull off the peach as well as the pink. So we are going to find that out. These correctors are $30. I did purchase these from Sephora, but they are available on the Huda Beauty website as well as some other retailers. So you can find these in a bunch of places. Okay, you're supposed to apply these color correctors after your skincare and before any other makeup. Let me just tell you what's on my face. Underneath my eyes, I'm wearing a sample of the Lift eye cream from Chanel. I've just been trying that out, using all my samples up. I'm also wearing the YSL Glow In Balm moisturizer and primer. I think the way I want to do this is I'm going to do Cherry Blossom on this side and Lychee on the other, and then we can see what we think will work best for my skin tone. And then once I have the correctors on as well as the concealer, then we'll try out the Peach Pie powder. So this is what the doe foot looks like for the color corrector. It's just like the concealer. And you can see I do have a little bit of darkness underneath my eyes. I don't think it's anything extreme. I am going to take this MSQ brush and just blend it in so you can see the tone. So you can see this is really brightening. So this is Cherry Blossom. You can definitely see that pink tone. I can see why the pink tones are better for cooler undertones. And this is what it looks like from far away. So you definitely can see that brightness there. She definitely said it was intense, and I agree with that. Now we're gonna try out Lychee, and this is for the tan to rich undertones. I'm not an expert on color correctors. I do feel like this one is gonna do more color correcting, whereas this one is doing more brightening, and I look real wild. So I probably used too much. And you know what I was saying? I was saying if this is too dark for me, I will use this as a cream blush. I just love this shade for whatever reason. I really, really do. I'm taking my sponge and just going over top. I just really like the shade. I know I look real sick. All right, so Cherry Blossom, Lychee. So no matter what your skin tone is, you'll be able to see which one will look best for you. And you might feel like these cherry pinky tones aren't the tones for you. You might feel like you want to stay with the peach. I think peach is probably better for me, but I kind of don't care. So I'm going to take this Huda Beauty concealer. This is in 4.5 Granola. This is the shade that I feel like went best. I did have Cookie Dough, but Cookie Dough was just way too bright. So let's go ahead and put this one on top of the color corrector, and we'll see. I will get better with these types of reviews because I love my complexion stuff. It's just I don't really focus on it. So when it's time to talk about it, sometimes I don't really know what to say. I'm going to use my brush again. So here's what the concealer looks like with the Cherry Blossom corrector. I actually think this looks really nice. And without even having foundation on my face, I think it blends in pretty well. We'll look from afar in just a second. Now this one, I put a little bit too much on. I look like I'm hurt, but that's okay. So here is my concealer with the Lychee color corrector underneath. I don't know, y'all. They look the same to me. These look the same to me. You can let me know if you notice anything different. Most likely, I'll probably mix both of them, but I think they look great. I think there is more brightness under here though. This one to me, like if I'm really, really looking close, this one actually I think is gonna be more natural. I might just be making stuff up, so I'm gonna have to come back with an update. But I do feel like even with this light shining in here, you can see more brightness here, like right here. And this one looks like more of like my natural eye color. Let me know if you see anything different. Now, you could even like, will we put color corrector up here? I know some people do like some face highlighting, so you could do that if you wanted a little pink situation. I realize I'm the one that's on the pink trend. I know it might not be everybody else, but I'm gonna have a good old time with my pink. I am. Okay, I like it. All right, let me know your thoughts about the color corrector, what you think it looks like right now. Of course, I'm gonna have to come back at the end when I have all of my makeup on, and then we'll see what the under eye looks like, you know, with the whole thing put together, because I feel like it's hard to tell right now. Initial thoughts on this, I like it. I actually think the lychee is nice. Maybe they need one shade in between these two. I think if we could do that, that would be perfect for me. Let's see what it looks like if we mix. So we have lychee and we have cherry blossom. I think if we mix this and just had a shade right in between, that would be the shade for me. Yeah, I really like that. So I'll probably mix these and I'm excited. Let's now switch gears and talk about this new Easy Bake setting powder in the shade Peach Pie. I did purchase this from Sephora. It was $23 for the mini size. And the whole concept of the Huda Beauty setting powder is to bake your face without it being cakey. I don't bake my face at all. So this is gonna be either a setting powder for the under eye or for all over the face, but mainly I'm thinking for the under eye, because for all over the face, I tend to use my Hourglass powders for that because I like the radiance that those powders have. This powder has a matte luminous finish. It has a unique powder net to control product waste, and it has ultra refined lightweight pigments. For a stay all day set, apply a generous layer of powder underneath the eye, T-zone, laugh lines, outer corners of the mouth and chin. Let the powder bake for 3 to 5 minutes and gently dust away any excess powder. Oh my gosh. I was really excited to try this powder from Huda. I always heard really great things about her Cherry Blossom powder, and I did try the pressed powder and I thought that was terrible. Everybody was like, stick with the loose. So I'm really glad to try this. I didn't need a loose pink powder, so Peach Pie was gonna be the perfect opportunity for me to try it. I don't touch up my face during the day, but as I was showing you up close, the packaging with the included puff really makes this easy for someone to travel with or take along. So if I am ever in the situation where I need to touch up my face during the day, this would be the powder that I would bring. I'm just gonna shake a little bit loose in here. So that's what Peach Pie looks like, and we can compare it with my pink powder. So again, both translucent powders, but the tones are different. All right, let's get this on the face. I'm gonna just take this with a brush because that's what I would normally do. I wouldn't normally use a puff. I don't want a heavy application. I think this is a really good shade match. That's as much as I do when I powder my under eyes. Sometimes I do use my sponge. Sometimes I use a brush. I usually put a little bit of powder in between my eyebrows, where sometimes I see some shine. Maybe a little bit around the nose area. So I definitely feel that powder on there. It's very smooth, very fine, but it definitely took away the tackiness and some of the shine from the concealer and the color corrector. I think one thing that I want to start doing when I do any type of complexion video is put up my skin profile. I actually watched a video from Tara Lynn, and she had her skin profile posted on the screen. That way you can kind of see what I'm looking for in terms of a product, because there are things that I like that you may not like. Like, I love dewy skin. I love pink under eyes. So when you see some of the products I'm picking out, you might be like, why is she picking that out? But it's just because of the preferences that I have. And my skin is pretty normal. It's not dry or oily, so I can really use a range of products. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But like right here, I feel like even though I have two different color correctors on, I really can't tell the difference. I do think this side is, when I say slight, I mean slightly brighter, not by much. But I like how both of these look. I do think this side is gonna look a little more natural though, because of the tone of the lychee. First impressions of the powder, I think the powder is a great match. And I like the finish. I don't feel like anything on here looks cakey. Could I have used more powder? For sure. I could have definitely built the powder up. I could have let the powder sit so it could absorb more and then just dust away, you know, what was left. That's not really my makeup style. First impressions on these three products, I think all three are a win. I did not need both color correctors, but I think I could have gotten either one. My perfect shade, I think though, is the mix between the two. So that's what I'm going to do with the color correctors. I absolutely love how the color correctors look underneath the concealer. And I think the peach pie powder is a really good look. I love it. I actually feel like this gave me a nice natural look. I don't think my under eyes look overly pink or anything like that. So I'm happy with all three products. Now I'm gonna finish my makeup and then you can see what everything is gonna look like all put together. Y'all, can we talk about how I almost forgot to come back and close out the video? This is, I don't know how many hours later. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I closed out my Huda Beauty because I said I was gonna come back once I got makeup on. So here are the color correctors and the powder and all of that. A few hours later, I didn't touch up the color correctors to make the colors exactly the same. I just put my concealer and the powder on as you saw earlier, and then I did my makeup. So I really like it. I like how it's holding up. Let me see if we can see up close. And I can maybe turn the light off. I don't know. So I want y'all to see like the real thing, because sometimes these lights can be a bit blurring. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, a few hours later, I'm trying to think how many hours later this is. 3 or 4 hours later, it's looking good to me. So I'm happy with the powder and the color correctors. Final thoughts on all three of these releases from Huda Beauty. I think they're a great addition to her existing line. She already has a nice line of color correctors that are all of the peachy tones, even the ones that have the pink names like Pink Pomelo. It's still a peachy pink. Now she has true pink tones to add to her corrector line. And then the peach pie, I don't know where I sat that, but I think that's another different color to add to her setting powder line. And with our Pantone color of the year being peach fuzz, like it just goes all together. So I think that's a good move for her. Now I probably put an overlay up earlier in the video about the powder. The powder does have a scent, but it took me a few times to smell it. I thought maybe it was something on my brush, and then I kind of stirred around and I could smell it. I know that the Cherry Blossom powder had a scent as well, but I wasn't sure if that was a scent for like a special, you know how they may have a special release and it has a scent. So I wasn't sure if that was the case with all of the Huda Beauty powders. So just let me know. It wasn't anything that was overwhelming or strong, but I know some people don't like any fragrance, so I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Overall, I'm happy with these products and I am going to incorporate them in my base makeup. Of course, I'll let you know how I'm feeling about these products at the end of the month, or actually at the beginning of the next month. When I do my roundup, I will give you my overall review outside of, you know, a first impression or a one-day use. I'll have come back and played with the products a bit more. Overall though, I think I'm gonna like them and enjoy them in my collection. So let me know if you purchased any of the new Huda Beauty releases and how do you feel about her brand overall. As far as I'm concerned, all the things that I have from Huda Beauty, I really enjoy. She only puts out one palette a year, so she's not a brand, at least for eyeshadow palettes, that I have to really watch myself on, and I'm happy about that. However, these complexion products that she has, these color correctors and the concealer, I really do like that, and the powder And of course, Kaylee is, you know, incorporated with her brand as well. It's kind of a sneaky brand for me to watch. They are on my, they're not on my VIP list, but they're on my general admissions list of brands. I'm not going to get everything. I may get some things, but kind of starting off the year strong with these color correctors and the peach pie. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.